This question has to do with trauma. Your school is a trauma-informed care school, which right on, everybody needs to go through that kind of training and understand trauma in a deeper level and in a stronger way. My challenge comes back to the same thing very often is many schools that I get to work with go through trauma-informed care, but the teachers still don't feel fully equipped to coach a kid that's in one of those trauma cycles. And remember, when they're in that trauma, it can show up more than one way. If that trauma window starts to be left, that student could go into that hyper aroused state where you see a lot of maybe agitation, anxiety, anger, even maybe some aggressiveness. We're often used to saying this kid needs to leave, they're losing their temper or something. That's how we used to describe it before we were trained. And then you could also see a kid in that trauma dip under that window or go out the other way, I call it, which means they go into that hypo, which is very withdrawn, shutting down, giving up, no affect, some of the things that you can see. And so what we are about with RCD is when a kid is in that trauma, are we prepared to enter in with them and do that spotting that's helping them with that attuning? Attuning is going to be critically important. And again, if you don't remember what attunement is, go back and watch some of our videos. But are you able to provide some of those things they can't do right then on their own? And so we call that spotting, that stepping in and lifting when it's a little too heavy for them and helping them get that problem to a solved place. Most kids in that trauma, they do want relief. If you're coaching a kid in trauma, your supports and benefits have to be immediate benefits. You can't say things like when you graduate or next year's classes. Right then, they're needing some feeling that there's hope and relief in the moment. Those supports and benefits need to be more immediate to them. I'm going to listen to you. I don't want you to leave because somebody else maybe won't hear what you're saying, and I'm going to actually hear you. I want you to know that you're safe in my room. You take as much time as you need. I know you're hurting. I'm going to be on your side in this, and we're going to get it figured out together. Immediate support so they feel something could change instead of they're trapped. So we've got to go from having information on trauma to the actual skill of stepping in and providing the very thing the student needs in the trauma. And that's where we feel like RCD with the high intensity students, with our abilities to attune and our frameworks, can help teachers actually go from just staying out of the conflict cycle, but actually reaching in the right way and spotting the conflict cycle to help the kid gain the skills that they'll need for the next time and the next time, till one day they can spot themselves through some of those cycles and make that window of trauma bigger where they don't leave it as often and they can stay more successful.